My name is Didier. I'm from the wine business. I've been more than a decade in the wine business, mostly from France, and about 3 decades in the software development. One of the issues that we have a lot in the wine business is the quality of the wine once it has arrived, especially here in Asia, and it's mostly caused by logistics problems. So WineSafe is about solving this problem. Our team, so me from the wine business, and I'm in charge of developing the first half of the project, which is a device, a logging device. Vincent from Hong Kong, and currently working in Vancouver. He used to be with IBM Toronto, and he's now with Hootsuite, the aggregator. He's our UI guy and cloud guy. I call him the Crayon Stew because he's very good with pretty colors. And then we have Peter from San Francisco. He's in charge of talking to VCs and wineries in California, especially in the Napa Valley. So the issue, why? If you keep your wine in a container at about 35 degrees for 18 hours, the wine is dead. But the thing is, 35 degrees outside, like on the harbor in Hong Kong, is actually 75 inside the container. So your wine is not only fucked, it's really boiled. And a reefer container, what you call a reefer container, which is basically a container with air conditioning, once it's unloaded from the boat and you put it on the harbor, if you forget to plug it in again, which happens a lot, it's exactly the same thing as having a dry container. It happens also with coal, and coal is really funny. What it does to white wine, it transforms it basically into a snowball. You have basically this once it has been stored at 0 degree temperature or even colder. There's a lot of issues with the local expertise in tracking and storage management of wines. Wine distributors in the region, I would say, are a little bit IT challenged, and they require services that are very easy to use. And tracking has been also a very big issue lately, both regarding how the wines have been stored, but also whether they're actually real wines. So why Alibaba? Alibaba actually for us is an excellent solution in the sense that because most of our business is done in China with Chinese companies and operators, we need a Chinese interface, we need a China-based solution for ease of access. But also, of course, should we get investment from a company like Alibaba, it's also very interesting for us in terms of negotiating with wine vendors, transportation companies, and the like. The market, to give you an idea of the volume, in 2014, France alone exported 143 million cases of wines, and that's just France. Of course, France exports a lot, and exported about 40% of this to Asia. And to give you an idea, reefer containers represent something like 7% of all containers, so it's actually a small market, but it still represents something like 2 million tons that are actually every day on the sea. There is also a demand and a sales push at the levels of the transportation companies, the sea freight companies. They are actually pushing services, existing services, and because they are also interested in themselves beyond the revenue, they are interested in building libraries of records of transportation. For instance, to do risk assessment on some lines, to see which line has never problems or very few problems, and which line actually has a problem. The competition is mostly today devices that have been built for other industries, like the pharma industry and the chemical industry. And the companies are actually selling the devices, not really selling a service. They just can make as much money only as it can produce. WineSafe is basically a small machine installed permanently in containers, and it tracks data during shipment and displays it in something like this for the clients. The status, it's at the moment a part-time development, and we really want to go full-time on this. We have everything working basically. Of course, it's not very nice. As you can see, the UI is not exactly yet ready, but at least it's working. So for us, the next step is full-time dedication. to finalize the product, the UI, everything, go into production and start negotiations.